He had it all. A huge personal sound, beautiful flowing melodies, and a thorough grasp of the bebop harmonic language. He was the only jazz musician to ever receive an Academy Award nomination. Who was Dexter Gordon? Here on Big on Bebop. He was born Dexter Keith Gordon on February 27, 1923 in Los Angeles, California, into a well-educated and culturally rich household. His father, Dr. Frank Gordon, was one of the first African-American doctors in Los Angeles and had treated notable jazz musicians like Duke Ellington and Lionel Hampton. Dexter started playing the clarinet at age 13, but switched to the alto saxophone shortly after, and by 15 he had moved to tenor sax, the horn that would become his signature. He studied with multi-instrumentalist Lloyd Reese while attending Thomas Jefferson High School, and also studied with the school's band director Sam Brown. His early influences included Lester Young, whose cool tone and laid-back phrasing shaped the sound of the West Coast, and Coleman Hawkins, whose robust style laid the groundwork for bebop saxophone playing. Dexter's professional career took off in the early 1940s, after stints with Lionel Hampton's band from 1940 to 1943, where he gained experience in a big band setting. He moved on to play with Louis Armstrong and Fletcher Henderson before joining the Billy Eckstine Band. By late 1944, Gordon was a resident in New York and a regular at the Bebop Jam sessions, and a featured soloist in the Billy Eckstine Big Band. The turning point came when he embraced the bebop revolution spearheaded by Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie. Dexter was among the first tenor saxophonists to fully integrate the bebop language into his playing. His 1940s recordings for Savoy and Dial Records included fiery bebop classics like Dexter Rides Again, Long Tall Dexter, and Blow Mr. Dexter. At 6'6", Dexter earned the nickname Long Tall Dexter, and his elegant phrasing, booming tone, and witty musical quotes became a signature of his playing. He returned to Los Angeles in 1946 and in 47, and was leading sessions for Ross Russell's Dial label. He then became known for his saxophone duels with fellow tenorman Wardell Gray, which were a popular concert attraction documented in recordings made between 1947 and 1952. The 1950s were a turbulent period for Gordon. He struggled with heroin addiction, which led to multiple incarcerations and periods of inactivity. However, even during this time, he continued to develop as a musician. In 1955, he recorded the album Daddy Plays the Horn, showing a maturing artist with deeper phrasing and emotional range. Though his output slowed during this decade, his influence among tenor players like John Coltrane and Sonny Rollins grew. Gordon was considered the bridge between the swing-inflected bebop of Lester Young and the more aggressive, harmonically complex playing of the modern tenor saxophonists. The 1960s marked a resurgence in Gordon's career, especially after he signed with Blue Note Records. These recordings reintroduced Dexter to the jazz world with a string of now classic albums, Go in 1962, and Swing and Affair also in 1962, Our Man in Paris in 63, and One Flight Up in 64. These sessions highlighted Gordon's warm tone, sophisticated improvisations, and a keen sense of swing. His trademark style, long, elegant solos with clever melodic quotes, was in full bloom. His spoken introductions on live tracks delivered in a hip baritone drawl added to his larger-than-life charm. Tired of racial prejudice and limited opportunities in the U.S., Dexter moved to Europe in 1962, first to Paris, then to Copenhagen. There he found a more appreciative audience and a healthier lifestyle. He became a leading figure in the European jazz scene and played frequently with fellow expatriates or visiting players such as Bud Powell, Ben Webster, Freddie Hubbard, Bobby Hutcherson, and Kenny Drew. Though somewhat removed from the U.S. jazz spotlight, Gordon's time in Europe was prolific. He recorded for labels like Steeplechase and performed regularly, maintaining a high level of artistry. In 1976, Dexter returned to the U.S., greeted as a jazz elder statesman. His comeback was celebrated with sold-out shows and new recordings. He signed with Columbia Records and recorded several well-received albums, including Homecoming, live at the Village Vanguard in 1976. In 1986, he delivered a remarkable acting performance in the film Round Midnight, directed by Bertrand Tavernier. Gordon played Dale Turner, a character based loosely on Bud Powell and Lester Young. His performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, making him one of the few jazz musicians to receive such recognition in film. Though his health began to decline in the late 1980s, Gordon remained active in jazz, performing and recording. His last years were spent teaching and mentoring young musicians, enjoying the recognition he had long deserved. Dexter Gordon passed away on April 25, 1990, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the age of 67. Dexter Gordon was among the first saxophonists to master the bebop vocabulary, bridging swing and modern jazz. His full-bodied tone, lyrical phrasing, and use of humor and quotes in solos became highly influential. He influenced generations of saxophonists, including John Coltrane, Sonny Rollins, Joe Henderson, and Joshua Redman. Dexter Gordon, a top bebop saxophonist.